find the place where you feel that any tension that has come across your body, where is that residing in your body? So if you get upset, where does it happen? Where do you feel it? Shoulders, neck. Yeah. So notice the space, maybe it's in the back, upper back area, maybe it's in the lower back area. Kind of just observe that. And then what happens when you get into a really very extreme situation with your breath? What happens with your breath? We start to hold our breath, like we're waiting. What's next? What happens? Shoulders are up, right? So think about that and start to let some of that go while I let more people coming in. Good. We've got a nice group of people today. I guess we all needed a little bit of redirection. I don't want to call it a distraction. Let's call it redirection of our energy. Okay. All right. Good. Now let's just take a few rounds of breath. So you can close your eyes. You can let your shoulders relax. And then just take and tune into your breath. That is still going, right? So as we tune in, we can start to tap into our own inner strength. Just feel the breath enter through the nostrils. Make its way down through the lungs and back out again through the nostrils or the mouth. You may even notice things like your pulse, your heartbeat. You may notice other sensations in your body. Let's come to what is simply by acknowledging what we are experiencing this moment and not really trying to change anything or suppress anything, but acknowledge. If you get emotional, it's absolutely fine. It's good to let go and acknowledge what you're feeling. Good. After those few rounds of breath, allow yourself to come back to a natural breath and gently open your eyes. Good. Begin to start to bring the shoulders up toward the ears like we do when we get stressed out. And then exhale to release down. Good. Continue that. Shoulders up. Gathering that tension in the neck and exhale, release. Can we start to unwind some of the knots that may have formed? And release again. Good. Now, right shoulder forward. Just kind of angle that right shoulder forward. Feel how it maybe gives you a stretch across the back of the shoulder, and then roll the right shoulder back. Good. Let's do that a few times. Shoulder forward, shoulder back. Good. One more. Good morning. Thanks for joining. Shannon, Marge, good to see you. Releasing. Left shoulder. Yep. Shannon, your mom says hi. And reach it back. Good. Forward. And back. One more. Reach it forward. Reach it back. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders. And we'll start with gentle circles. Shoulders up and back and down. I'm going to make sure everybody's on mute so we don't have too much background noise. Excuse me. And after you do that a few times, then reverse the direction. Good. And then maybe in and out. Maybe your elbows kiss, right? Yeah, and then make big wings. Nice. Good. And when you've had enough of the shoulder work, we're just going to release the arms down. Ooh, maybe we're starting to get rid of some of that tension that may have accumulated. Does anybody have another place that they hold tension in their body? The neck? Where else? The head. The head for sure. Oh, okay. All right, so let's do neck. So chin to chest. Notice how the back of your neck feels. If you will tuck your chin up a little higher, you can feel a deeper stretch across there. Good, and we're gonna start to roll the right ear toward the right shoulder, and then chin back to chest. And then left ear toward left shoulder. Chin to chest. Oh my goodness, my neck is definitely feeling it. Continuing side to side, but you can hold in one place if you want to. Doing like a little half circle. And then if you're ready, start to make that into a bigger circle, going all the way around. My neck is definitely protesting today. How about you? Yeah. And then reversing to go the other direction. And bring your head back to neutral. Oh, okay. So we've taken care or addressed at least some parts of tension, maybe shoulders and neck, you know, behind the neck. And we'll continue moving through the rest of the body. So begin to scoot forward so that you are not leaning back in your chair. And your feet hopefully can touch the ground. Good. Now, I talked earlier about how do we find our inner strength? Well, our inner strength is an intangible thing, but let's think about it physically. Can you feel your feet pressing down and the back of your thighs and your tush pressing into your chair? At the same time, lengthening up through your spine and the crown of the head. So we're reaching down from the waist down and we're reaching up from the waist up, but the shoulders are relaxed. So think about this as if you have this length in your spine. It's not round, wide, straight, but it's, you know, straight up and down in a sense. It's got a little bit of curve. And think about that as your inner strength, because our spine is our support for our actual back. Good. And we're going to add a little bit here. So let yourself now collapse and see what happens. Where do you feel that? And then come back up to upright position. Good. And then round. Soften. Like a defeat almost. Like you're just feeling kind of blah. And then come back up. Good. Beautiful. Let's exaggerate that. This time, rather than slouching, we're going to pull the belly back, shoulders roll forward. Chin tucks down toward the chest. And then with an inhale, we're going to take the chest forward, slide the hands back, draw the shoulders back, maybe look forward. Let's make this kind of slow, rounding into our cat. Maybe once you're in your cat, you can even wiggle a little side to side. So think about a Halloween cat and how it like arches away, right? Keep breathing. You don't have to hold your breath here. Good. And the next time you bring that chest forward, shoulders down and back, finding your cow pose. Do a little bit of side to side movement here too. Good. And then just come back to neutral spine. Good. Let's find our breath. So we're going to make our fingers like claws. Let's do it open and close for a bit. Claws and then spread. Claw and spread. We're going to do something a little bit to make ourselves feel like we can release. So it's going to be a lion's breath, and it's going to feel really silly, but you guys are not being on camera, or you're not being filmed. I am. Okay. Lion's breath is an inhale through the nose, and then when you stick your tongue up and roll your eyes up. And you can make a roar. So it doesn't have to be just a it can be a roar sound, okay? So we're going to make the claws. Inhale, draw it back like a lion. And then with a roar, rah. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, I can hear you almost. Exhale, rah. Let out frustration. 1 more. Inhale, draw it back. And exhale, rah. Good, release it down. Good, roll out the wrists. Good. And both directions. Good job. All right. We had to do that just to kind of get some frustration out. All right, so now let's get going with our spine. Think about a compass. Think about the 4 points of the compass. Feet are down, crown of the head is up, arms reach out, palms are forward. Can you feel the 4 different directions of the body? Anytime your arms get too tired from holding them up, feel free to bring your fingers to your shoulders or hands to heart. Okay? It's because we're going to do a bit of this today. So we're going to reach those arms out, stretch them out as far as they're going to go. And then we'll take the right hand over to the left. You may not touch, you may just reach in that direction. Feel that stretch here. And then slide the right hand across the arm and the chest and open back up. Left arm over to the right. Stretch there and then slide it open. Good. Bring your hands together in the center of your heart. And then we're going to take right arm up, left arm down. Look up to the right, taking your neck in a little diagonal twist and then down to the left. Good. Back to center, hands come to heart. And now left arm goes up, right arm goes down. Look up to the left and down to the right. Good. Bring your head and your hands back to center. Good. And then let's do that again. Inhale, open up. Exhale, right arm to the right, left. Slide it open as we inhale. Exhale, left arm to the right. Inhale as we slide it open. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, right arm up, left arm down. Looking up and looking down as we exhale. Back to center, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left arm up, right arm down. Looking up and down as we exhale. Back to center, hands to heart. Pause here and just check in. How are your arms feeling? And how did that movement make you feel? Good. Releasing the hands. Let's take a few breaths again. So we're starting to get the physical body moving, but can we start to get the inside body more calm with our breath? Slow inhale. Even slower exhale. So if you want, you can add a count to the inhale, making it last to the count of 3 or 4, maybe 5. And then the exhale is the same count, maybe plus 1. So if you counted to 3 on the inhale, go to 4 on the exhale. And just notice what parts of your body change and shift with the exhale and the inhale. Take the longest, deepest, slowest inhale. Pause for just a little brief second and then slowly exhale completely all the way out. And then take another regular inhale. Good, beautiful. So the breath is always the place that we can go to when we really need to start to calm our nervous system down. It doesn't necessarily mean that we can solve all our problems just with that, but it can really give us a place to reset. All right, so let's continue with the arms. So arms reach back out again. Remember, if this is not feeling good, fingers to shoulders or hands to center, okay? So now, are your shoulders hiked up by your ears? Can you relax them down? But at the same time, reach out, fingertip to fingertip. Good. Now we're going to take a twist over to the right. Reach your left arm forward, your right arm back. Good. And then come back to the center. Twist to the left, reaching right arm forward, left arm back. Good. Coming back to the center. Give it a little bit of a break, hands to heart. Good. We're going to add one more variation to that. So arms reach out, palms face forward, shoulders are soft. Yeah, how many of us had this? I did. All right, We're going to twist again to the right. Now bring your right hand down wherever it lands and lift the left arm up, finding a little bit of a back bend as your chest rises up. And then back out to the side and back to center. Hands to heart. Don't forget, I didn't forget the other side. I'm just giving our shoulders a little rest. Arms reach out. Good, twist to the left. There's actually nothing to hold on to here. Let the left arm rest wherever it lands and reach that right arm up. Good. And then back out to the side and then back to center. Good, release the arms down. Whew. Shake out the arms. Notice that your arms start to feel heavy. They feel like about 10 pounds each after a bit. All right, so let them shake, let them release. Maybe you'd like to take the neck in some circles again. Ooh, I definitely feel that. It's a really good time for a water break, so let's take that and do a quick check-in on how everybody's feeling so far. And today, you don't have to say everything's good if everything's not good. But if you're feeling okay, you could even do like a, and that's good. So let's do a quick check-in. Yeah, we could all be like, I'm feeling good that I'm with you guys and doing this right now. But if you're here, that's a good thing. Yay! What was that? What was the fist? It's a thumbs up. Okay, good. All right, good job. All right, so, let me get my own water. Good morning, Laura. Okay, it's a good, really big group today. We've got like 20-something people when I count all the couples. Great, good. All right, let's continue with the rest of the body. So let's go through, sorry, let me just get the mute going. Let's go through and take a little rest. Bring our hands, elbows down to our thighs and see how the back feels here. I like to do this and then just do a little wiggle side to side and notice how that feels. Good. If you like to go further, you can certainly slide your hands down towards your shins and let the belly come closer to the thighs. You can take the legs a little bit wider. Let the head relax here. Feel the back of the neck stretching out again. Your chin is slightly toward your chest. And you can now take your chin right and left for a little more neck stretching. Be very slow about this because if you're hanging upside down, you might get a little bit dizzy. So don't do this very quickly. And then bring your head to stillness, bring your hands back to your thighs and slowly press yourself back up, bringing the head up last. Nice. Okay, that's one of my very favorite stretches. Head between your knees, as they say, head between your knees. Sometimes we feel that way, right? All right, let's now move down into the hips a little bit. So we're going to bring, let's see, right leg out to the right. And then swing the right knee in and out. Notice how this feels in your hip. So when we bring the knee in, we start to stretch the outside. And when we bring it out, we start to stretch the inside of the thigh or the hip. You may feel it different places. You might even feel it in the low back too. So we're just going to do this to warm up the hip. And then we'll add a bit. So we're going to bring that right leg up with the right hand and in. And then up and out. Good. To do this with support or with a challenge, do it without the hands. Oof. I'm going to do one more. Just notice how it feels. Good. And then bring it down. Nice. Ooh, starting to feel some warmth in that hip. A little bit. All right. Left leg comes out to the left. I got to scoot a little bit over. And we'll do a knee in and knee out. This doesn't have to be a big movement. It's just to feel the leg bone, thigh bone, femur moving around in the hip socket and getting some circulation and some lubrication going. All right. And we're going to lift the leg, bring it back in. Lift it and back out. Lift it back in. If you want to do it without hands, you can. And in. One more. And bring it in. Whew, let it rest. I have to tell you that on Tuesday we were doing the weights where we had some resistance down on the legs and we were, pushing down and all of that. I was actually sore the next day, by the way. So it really did do some work for me. All right, so now that we've gotten our hips a little bit more engaged, let's do a little stretch, hugging the right knee into the chest. Good. Now, can you round down into this? Starting to pull the belly back, but let your nose come towards your knee. Good. You can stop here, or you can move the toes, pointing and flexing and round, or rotating the ankle around. And then as you let the leg go, to come up to an upright position. So that's some core work to round and then come up. It's actually using our core. Good. We can make it like a cat movement, rounding like a cat, and then opening like a cow. Although this doesn't look like a cow, right? One more. Round and open. Good. And release. Nice job. All right, we've got to do the second side. Left knee comes in. We're going to round down. Make it this kind of soft. You could even lean back here. And we'll get the toes moving here. Ankles. Ankle pointing and flexing. And then rotating the ankle around. And then reverse. Now we're going to round, pull the belly in. And then release the leg, come to upright. Reaching back, chest forward. Good. Round and open. So inhaling when we open and exhaling when we round. Good. Inhale again. Good. And then just let it go. Good. So now we've gotten this all stretched out. Maybe we need to do a little bit of tapping so that we get the soles of our feet more invigorated. Good. Maybe we throw a little tantrum, feeling our frustrations out in a safe way. It's like, oh, right? Good. And then just let it go. It's a free time to do a tantrum. We can actually throw a tantrum safely here. Okay, good. So now that we've got the entire body warmed up, let's do a different kind of sun salutation. This is the Silver Sneakers version. So we're going to bring the arms down by the sides. And we're going to just take right arm forward and up. Inhale. And then exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left arm up. And exhale, bring it down. Good. Inhale, both arms. You decide how high to go. Good. Turn the palms away, reach back. Hold the back of your chair. Roll the shoulders down and back. If you want to, you can lean forward. If you're not holding your chair, you can just reach your arms back. Good. Find airplane wings. And then sweep the arms forward and up. Good. Right knee comes in. Right knee goes out. Right knee comes in. And then we're going to kick it out. Bend the knee and down. Good. Left knee comes in. Left knee goes out. Left knee goes in. Kick it out. Bend and down. How many of you leaned back when we did this? I did. All right, so we're going to pay attention to that next time. Tap into your inner strength. Our inner strength is what keeps us going no matter what. And when we translate that to physical, it's usually more about our core, okay? It's also the breath. Because if you find that you're holding your breath, you're really kind of stressing yourself. So let's do that again. Arms are down by the sides. Can you be tall, but pushing down from the waist down? Good, like soldiers, right? So this is more like a mountain pose. So inhale, right arm forward. And then exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left arm. And exhale, release. Good. 5. Inhale, both arms. Exhale, release back, reach back, lean forward if you want to. Keep the belly drawn in, use your core here, and then let go of your chair with airplane wing arms. Good. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, arms come down, right knee comes in, right knee out. Can you let go? Maybe, maybe not. Bring it back to center and then kick it out, either holding on or not. Woo, bend the knee, release. Whew. Left knee in, left knee out. Again, if you want to, try to let go. Knee back to center. Kick it out, try to keep yourself upright. Pushing out through your heel. Bend the knee and release, release the arms down. Nice job, everybody. Woo-hoo. Good job. So that's the Silver Sneakers version of the sun salutation. I learned that in my Silver Sneakers training. All right, and then one more time, forward fold. Do you like forward fold with your legs together? Or do you like forward fold with your legs apart? Your choice. Gloria, you like it apart? Yeah? Yeah, it gives us more space, right, for our body. So let yourself hang, but if you try knees together, it's going to give you a slightly different sensation. Think about this as a time where you're like comforting yourself when we come into forward folds. And then slowly come back. Nice job. Good. So we tend to do this when we want to comfort ourselves. We do a rounding and a folding. And when we're feeling uplifted, we do the opposite. It's a chest open, arms reaching, looking up. And so we like to do both of those in this class. And today we probably need both of them. All right, now let's take legs a little bit wider. Toes and knees are pointing the same direction, diagonally. You may have it small. You may have it wide. It's up to you. Once you're in this pose, squeeze your tush. It's going to help your hips and your low back be more supported. So the pelvis is kind of more neutralized right here, okay? All right, now press down through your feet and make sure that the knees are staying over the ankles, not drifting in, okay? So this is basically our goddess position. Now we need to add the goddess arms, which is cactus, right? So find the length of your spine, pressing down from the waist down and up from the waist up, but the shoulders are still relaxed. Nice job. So this is our goddess pose. This is where we find our inner strength, right? And then let's bring elbows towards each other, hands towards each other. Good. And then inhale to open. Exhale. Close. Let's add a little cat and cow. Inhale, chest. Look at shoulders down and back as we look up. And arch the back. Exhale, round, pulling the belly in and tucking the chin. Good. And we'll just go one more time. Inhale, open. Good. And exhale, round. Good. Coming back to our goddess pose. Give your arms a rest. They get a little tired. Good. And then let's find a little side bend. So leaning to that right side, you can keep your hand on your thigh or you can start to reach down toward the ground. Good, and then back up. And let's go to the left. Good, and back up. You can keep this variation or you can do cactus arms. You can take the opposite arm and reach overhead. Good. And then as we come back to our goddess pose, release the arms down. And now we're going to play with our balance. So just leaning to the right and seeing how far you can go, maybe even lifting the left leg. Please don't fall out of your chair though. So be careful. Yeah, how does that feel? Woo! All right, other side. So we're gonna lean, lean, lean. How far can we go without falling? I don't want anybody to fall. Yeah, good, and then come back down. Yay, that was fun. Okay, yay. I know it's kind of cool. It's just something I kind of came up with this today and I don't know, or this week. It just popped up because I was reaching for my water bottle. All right, let's do another water break and then we'll work into optional standing poses. Let's see. So we're going to kind of tap into that goddess pose, but if you're ready, let's go ahead and make your way to standing any way you'd like to. And if you prefer to stay seated, stay seated. It's absolutely fine. All right. This is chair yoga, really, so you don't have to stand. I just like to add it just in case you want to start to work through some of the leg movements. All right, we'll just take and let the hips rock side to side here. Notice how when you shift your hips, your weight shifts to in your different feet into that same foot, right? So we're gonna now explore that. As the right hip presses to the right, can you press down to your right heel and start to lean more to the left? Good, and then come back up. Left hip presses up, press down through the left foot and then lean to the right. Good, and back through center. If you want to add, the next time we go to the left, you can start to bring that right arm up and over. Good, and then other side. Good. Last variation is to clasp the hands together. And I know you can't see my hands from here. And we're going to do the hands reaching away. Good, and then up, and then over the other side. Good, and then coming back up, release the arms down. Roll the shoulders around. Good, so and I have the camera angle slightly off right now. One other option we can do with the shoulders is to now find our mountain pose so that our hips are facing forward and our knees, hips, and ankles are lined up. And then just notice what happens when we roll that right shoulder back. We're going to automatically twist to the right. So, but try to keep your hips facing forward. Good. And then roll the right shoulder forward. Left shoulder rolls back as we twist a little to the left. But try to keep the hips and the feet facing forward. Good, so you can do that side to side movement. Or, let me add, so from right arm reaching up and around into a circle, and then left arm reaching up and back into a circle. So continue either variation, arms down or arms in a big circle. And see how this turns into a twist. While we're standing, our hips are going to try to come with us, and that's okay. Good, last round. I know this looks really like a weird, very slow backstroke. Yeah, nice job. Good. Let's do a little unwinding by just rocking side to side there. Okay, so now we can play with our goddess pose. So your choice, you can find your goddess pose back in your chair, or you can bend your knees and start to take your feet wide or toes turned out, and then bend your knees so your knees are over your ankles. How does that feel? You feel the thighs starting to work here. Same thing, squeeze your glute. Squeeze your glute so that you really feel the pelvis stabilize here. And anytime you need to, you're going to straighten it back up. So we're going to try this a few times. Bend the knees over ankles, press into your feet. Good, and then straighten back up. Bend again. If you want to hold here, we'll come into goddess arms. Good. Where are your shoulders? You don't have to draw them way back, but just let the chest open here. Good. All right, and maybe reach arms up. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Good. And then releasing the arms, straighten the legs. Good. One last variation of our goddess pose. I'm going to step it back a little bit. So remember, it can be a little like this. It can be deeper like this. Okay, your choice. All right, once we're in this pose, let's do a rounding, elbows together, and opening into an arch here. Good, 2 more times. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Good, come back to neutral, release, straighten it out. Woo, wiggle out the hips. And I chose goddess pose because, sorry guys, but there's more ladies here. And where we're in goddess, it's a strong thing. It makes us feel strong, right? All right, turn your toes forward with your feet still wide. And we're just gonna bend right knee and left knee, just shifting side to side. Finding a little side lunge pose. And then from center, keep your knees a little bit bent and hinge forward, keeping your shoulders back. So we want a flat back, belly drawn in into about halfway or a third of the way down. And same thing, shift side to side, bending one knee and then the other. And then as you're riding, find the center, bring your elbows down to your thighs and send your tush back into a football huddle. Oh, it's kind of different, right? It's a strange one. You can do this in your chair. Good. And then push your hands into your thighs and slowly come back up. Ooh, that one's working on the thighs quite a bit. All right, heel toe to the in and do a little swinging. All right. Let's play with the balance in our feet. So if you need to, you can hold on to the chair, and believe me, you probably will need it at some point. All we're going to do is come up onto the balls of the feet and then bring the heels down. Just feel the weight shifting and then bring the heels down. If you're in your chair, you can do the same thing, just lifting the heels and bring it down. The next time you come up, see if you can hold and just bring one arm up. Doesn't matter which one, any of them. Good. And then release. And then try it again, opposite arm. Good. And then release. Good. And then for one final challenge, come up. And then see if you can do both arms. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, I'm not so good at it today. My focus is definitely off. Good. Release the hands. Bring your heels down. And then just take a bigger step back into our downward facing dog. Bending your knees, reaching your hips back. Keep your shoulders kind of away from your neck. So if you tend to crowd your shoulders right around your ears, sink them down a little bit. You can reach the right hip over to the right a little bit. And the left hip over to the left. Doing a little puppy dog wag. Good. And then as you look forward, we'll walk forward, come back to mountain. Good. So I'll give you a little trick on that pose of coming up onto the toes. There's a little hack to it. I'm sorry, I keep adjusting my camera, but it's not showing. There we go. It's not showing my upper body. So the trick is that when you come up onto your toes, don't let just the ankles do all the work. Squeeze your thighs together, squeeze your glutes, draw the belly in and press into your big toes. That's like 4 things. Do you feel it change? Bring it down. Does that feel different? Yeah, so you want some of the strength, our body strength to come from here. This has much more strength than our ankles. So when you come up, you're squeezing everything in toward the center and then pushing down into your big toes. That's going to allow you to find a little more stability. Good. And then release and downward facing dog again. So go ahead and step it back, bend your knees. This time, let's bend the elbows and then push away. So use your arms to pull yourself forward and then push away, straightening the arms. Do that a few times just for a little bit of arm strength and for us to really feel the back of the body when we do this. Good. When you're ready, look forward and step forward. Nice job. Little march. One leg at a time. Hold on to your chair if you need to. Yay! Look at that high step. I see some of you doing a pretty high step. There we go. Yay. Okay. Nice job. Release, shaking it out. All right, last pose before we come back down to our chairs. We're going to move over to the right side of our chair. So we often do this, what we call flamingo pose. Do we need a rest, water break? Yeah, let's do a quick water break first. Because I'm thirsty. It's all about me, you know. If I'm thirsty, then we're going to stop. All y'all need to do is just like hold your water bottle up and it'll remind me. Whew, okay, so right side of the chair. All right, we're going to make this as simple as possible. Even if you're sitting down, we're going to do the same kind of movement. What we're going to do is find mountain pose. How do we feel? Where do we feel where our center of our body is even, right and left? Okay, we're not leaning to the right, we're not leaning to the left. Good. Now, shift your weight into your right foot and then just bend the left knee. Come up onto the ball of the foot. This is the gentlest version. So it's something like this. Just a little bit of foot down, okay? So if you feel stable there, right arm comes forward. Good. Now, if you're feeling stable, you can try left arm forward. Good. Or you can take left hand back to the chair and bring the left leg up. So kind of find what feels okay here. Maybe both arms forward. Watch me find your focal point. Not there today. Good, release. So we're doing opposite arm to opposite leg to start. So I'm going to add one variation and I'm going to promise you that I'm not good at this. So if you don't do it well, we're all together, right? Left leg up. Right. Right arm forward. Slowly turning your body to the left for a revolved balance pose. And maybe taking your left hand off the chair. Good. Good. And then we'll come back to center and release down. Ooh, I wasn't watching you. How did you do on that one? I was terrible at that one because you have to be focused and it's hard to focus. Oops, that was me hitting the wall. All right, other side. Okay. Remember, if you're sitting in your chair, just lifting a leg and one arm is good. And you can do it for as long as you want to, okay? All right, so we find mountain on this side. Tune in, focus on the spot that's not moving. Weight shifts into the left, right knee bends. Toe down is the first version. With that right toe down, left arm reaches forward. Maybe both arms reach forward. Maybe you decide that the right hand comes to the chair while the right knee comes up. If you feel steady, try both arms. Yeah, this side's easier for me. Bring it down. This side's easier for me. I should have started here so I could show off a little bit more. Just kidding. I'm not here to show off. All right. So here's the next variation. Left leg stays down, right leg comes up, and left arm. Start to turn your body to the right. And then if you can, the right arm reaches back. Good. Bringing your hands back to prayer. If you can, come back to center, release it. Woohoo! Was that side easier or worse? Easier or worse? So my right side is definitely stronger. All right, let's have a seat. Make your way back to your chair. Take a little break. Maybe take a forward fold. So again, the purpose is not to see how cool we are or what kind of cool poses we can do, but to feel that we have some confidence in our body. Even if we can't do things perfectly, we're confident that we can, at least with our mind, coordinate our body. And that's a really good thing to know. When we do that, we start to feel more confidence in ourselves. And we find that center where we feel more resilient. We're ready to deal with almost anything. Although I will admit that I will need a nap today. Definitely need a nap today. All right, maybe we find a forward fold here. Maybe we let things rest after we've been doing those strong leg movements. Again, knees together or knees wide. Then bringing your hands back to your thighs, slowly come back up. And if your legs are not wide, go ahead and take them wide now. As you come up, we're going to take a nice stretch. Right shoulder rolls to the left knee. Feel that big stretch across the back of the shoulder. Good. And then come back to center. And then let the left shoulder roll over to the left. Oh, sorry. Left shoulder to the right. Good. One more time, each direction. I'm doing this because this is where I hold tension, the space between the shoulder blades. And for me, this feels really good. Now, from your leaning over to that left side, can you take your chest forward and then around to the other side and back, making a big circle. You can decide if you do a big circle or a smaller circle. But letting your shoulders round as you come forward. Good. And then a few times around the other direction. Make this as comfortable as you'd like, or as strong as you like. Good. And then coming to an upright position when you're ready. Nice job. Good job, everybody. All right, anybody have a favorite pose they want to do, a favorite stretch as we start to wind down? Neck again? Yeah, let's give our neck a massage. Let's give our neck a massage. And just say, oh, thank you, neck. Thank you for all the stuff that I put you through. Massage, you can do some movement right and left. I always get little pops and clicks even after the class. Good. And then let's do our pigeon pose for the hips. So right ankle over left ankle. Let the knee open out to the side. So this is that external rotation of our thigh that stretches the inside of our groin area. But if you want to come up higher, you can bring the right ankle to the left thigh, if that works for your hips. Once we do this, not only are we working on the inside of that thigh, but if we lean to the left, you may feel it more in that outer hip on the right side. So kind of just check in. Do you like that? Do you not like it? Does it feel useful? Again, we might feel like we're falling out of our chair, but try really hard to not fall out of your chair. Good, and then come through center and then forward if that feels okay. Just a little forward, enough to get some sensation that feels comfortable with a slight edge, but not pain. Can you check in with your breath and see if your breath is moving calmly? Slowly come back up. Let that right leg stretch out. Shake it out a little bit. So cool that our hips can move like that, where our thigh actually turns within the socket. All right. And then bring the right leg in. The left ankle over right ankle. Checking with that wing that you feel and what do you notice in that hip. Maybe this hip is different than this hip, right? We all have differences from one side to the other. Then deciding if you want to take and bring that ankle over to the thigh. Good. Everybody's different. Some of you will be here. Some of you will be, lower than I can go. All right. So you choose what feels all right to you. I find that if I take my toes and point them forward, I'll get a different sensation, and it makes the knee a little more stronger. Now go ahead and lean to the right. Do you feel anything this side? I don't feel as much on this side. Oh, that's a good one, Annie. You could always take that arm and reach it up. You could also hang, use your core to hold yourself up. Good. And then coming back up. And then a little forward fold. So again, just go really slow. Figure out what works for you. Just allowing yourself to soften into the pose rather than push yourself into the pose. Let gravity do most of the work here. And then check in with your breathing. Check in with your thoughts. Slowly coming back up. Stretch out the left leg as much as you can. Shake it out. Do a little winging in and out. Just bringing that left foot in. Let's do wide legs and a little windshield wiper right and left. If you want, you can make some little poses. As you go to the right, you can do a little, just a silly pose. Yeah, you can get silly. You can be like, Vogue. You can do Statue of Liberty. You can do whatever you want to, just kind of make it fun. And then same thing on the left side, or you don't have to do the same thing on the left side. You can do something else. You can go, you can turn, you can do whatever you want to. We need to have some fun today. Yes, I love it. I wish I had videos of all of you. All right. I will have a video, but I would never share it. And then come back to center. Yay, nice job. Take a deep breath, reach out through the arms. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Nice pat on the back. Good. Thank yourself for making it here today, making it through. Whoops, that's my husband's song. Good. Good. Inhale, open. And exhale, opposite arm on top. Give an equal love to each arm. Can we send some kisses of gratitude? Even if it's just in your mind, right? Inhale, open and release. Maybe send a kiss of gratitude to your knee. Mwah. And to your foot. Mwah. And to your opposite knee. Mwah. It doesn't mean you're going to actually touch. We're just going to go for that. Mwah. Good. Whatever else you can reach. I think that's it for me. All right. Mwah. To the hands, right? Good. And then just take a nice big stretch, whatever feels good. We're going to sit all the way back. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale with a big sigh. Maybe you need one more of those, gathering the energy you need for the rest of the day. And then sighing out everything you need to let go of. Whether it's mentally, physically, or emotionally. Now allow yourself to sit back and rest. All of that inner strength is still there. We just don't have to physically do anything right now. Deep breath and let it be soft. I'm going to make sure everybody's on mute while we rest into our final relaxation. Check in with your thoughts. Can you keep your thoughts right here? Or are they already spinning away? Try to bring it back. There is nothing so urgent, I hope, that you can't spend a minute or two resting. Maybe you notice the heart rate. Maybe you notice your pulse. Maybe you observe the breath and its regular pace, the rhythm of your breath. Little by little, you start to sink a little more. You begin to release more and more effort. Trusting all along that the breath will continue. If you happen to fall asleep, you are welcome to stay there. If you're ready to come back, you can start to bring your attention back to this moment. Begin to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Move your head around. Take a deeper breath, imagining now that we can gather a little more positive energy with the inhale. Maybe you'd like to stretch out. Just take a moment to re-engage the best way that you'd like. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to this moment. Joining together again. The way we did when we were starting. We were in our seated pose, sitting back on our chair. But acknowledge that maybe you could feel a little different now than you did at the beginning. And if you don't, that's okay. Good. So just try to find that center of your being that knows that no matter what, things will be okay. And that we will get through. We will be together. We will be able to make this through together, especially if we stay together, right? In unity. Turn your palms up. Acknowledge all that is good. And bring your hands together to seal it in. Good. So a little bow to yourself for attending today and for making it through. I want to thank you so much for sharing your morning with me and giving me a reason to share an uplifting message. The light in me sees and honors the beautiful light in each of you. And may you be safe and calm today. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Feel free to hang out, share comments. Otherwise,
Thanks, Eva.
See you Monday.
all right. I'll be back.
Where's Lulu? I want to see Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu's taking a nap. You didn't hear her snoring?
No, where is she? She's not in the room. She's not.
Well, yeah, she was loud. I could hear her snoring in here. It just didn't make it to the microphone. So.
Well, I think she should be a permanent member of our class.